Oh.
Well, everybody, we're getting a lot of complaints. The show is too funny. There's too much action and drama. The players are too awesome.
Monotone.
A lot of stuff. The first rule of showbiz is to meet expectations, and so I just want to be the first to say to everybody out there, we're sorry for exceeding them. I'm Steve Durgan, he, him, your harmless but not charmless GM. I'm also joined by some delightful players. You know their names by now, right? Right? Maybe not. Let's go around and just say who we are and who we play. In no particular order, because I can't tell based on the screen, and neither can they.
All at the same time.
Just all start talking all at once.
You can.
Go. No one.
I don't want to call on anyone because then I've ruined the surprise for who you are.
This is spooky.
Spooky season.
My name's Gus. He, him pronouns. I play a Muxur, everyone's favorite older waterbender who has a really, not troublesome past, but just a past.
Just a past.
And then I asked what everybody's favorite Halloween candy was growing up. Mine is Junior Mints, which I can still enjoy as an adult because they don't hurt my tummy.
Aww, that's an excellent answer.
Which is great.
Yeah, Gus has been feeding me absolutely lovely banter questions, usually right before we go live, just to get to know us. And I'm like, stop it, Gus. Stop.
Stop it, Gus.
No, it's okay that we get to know each other for its own sake as well. Absolutely love that. Yeah, let's go to Danny. Who are you, Danny?
Hi, I'm Danny.
Hi,
he, him
Danny.
pronouns. I'm playing as Jing Min. She's the best. And my favorite Halloween candy growing up was... See, growing up, I wasn't really... We didn't really celebrate Halloween. Not because... I grew up like Christian, but not because my parents wanted. No, not because my parents were like, oh no, it's of the devil. Purely because everyone they knew would say that. And my parents knew that they'd get harassed by their fellow Christian friends and family.
We love religious
and
drama.
so they were like, all right, we're just not going to bother with this. But so I'd say my favorite Halloween candy growing up is shelter and sustenance.
Oh, that is a very heartbreaking answer, Danny. But thank you. Thank you. We do love our fair share of religious trauma here at Dustfire Media, so thank you. Let's go to Jinkies.
Speaking of somebody whose favorite candy is a stable home, my name is Will Jinkies and I play Lynn. And my favorite Halloween candy as a kid was actually none because I hated the taste of sugar. And now as an adult, I will absolutely snort a bag of sweet tarts, no questions asked.
Skip the mouth, go straight to the nostrils.
Well, because hear me out, right? It's a more direct path to the stomach. You don't have to go over the tongue, don't have to go through the teeth, don't have to pass the uvula. It's just through the nose and into the stomach. And I think maybe we should all try it.
Maybe.
I don't know if you guys knew anything.
I'm down.
10 years ago, there was an epidemic of kids smoking Smarties in recesses where they'd crush up Smarties and they'd smoke them. It was just the silliest thing, and that just made me think of that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was smoke 'em in scare quotes, Gus.
Yeah.
These were elementary schoolers I'm picturing, just making dust in the air.
Making dust in the air with Smarties. There was
very not dangerous.
I'll have to find the video and I'll drop it.
Not as bad as the cinnamon challenge.
Oh God, the cinnamon challenge.
Oh wow, the cinnamon challenge. Yeah, that was traumatic as well. We gotta cover our bases.
Hey, the cinnamon
let's
was
go
fun,
to our.
okay?
That's right. Well, let's go to our resident witch. Hello.
Hi. I'm Nikki, and I play Akifumi Ako. My favorite. Oh, I'm a huge chocolate person. Always have been. So my favorite candy growing up was Kit Kat, and then I discovered that I really love coconut as well. So now Mounds are Almond Joy.
Mm-hmm.
Love almond joy.
If we're ever in a situation where we go trick or treating, you are gonna get all of the Mounds and almond joys from me.
Yay! I will take it, and I still love Kit Kats too.
Oh, I also love Kit Kats, but I can't eat them anymore.
Oh no!
They have gluten in them.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
You have to be strict about gluten, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Like
I'll eat any candy because I grew up hungry.
And that just
Sheltered.
totally trumps any medical concerns you currently have, Danny. Hey,
You're
I
like,
may or may
"Oh,
not
you're-"
be able to have gluten, but this is a Kit Kat, and Kit Kats are food.
Oh, you have a shellfish allergy? No, you don't.
Can confirm that does work.
Did you enjoy religious trauma? Now try poverty. Poverty. It makes everything taste good.
Oh,
Yep.
no.
Oh, God.
We
No
don't get into
comment?
real matters of the heart on this show. Not at all.
The best palate cleanser is poverty.
The best palate cleanser. I'm so sorry.
That's awful.
Oh, no.
It is
Oh, no.
awful. Well, I said who I am, but as far as this lovely candy question, I am so sorry to compete with Nikki. I do love my coconut and chocolate, and so it has been either Mounds or Almond Joy, preferably Almond Joy,
Oh.
that I lean into and still permit myself to eat as an adult, though I must say my palate has shifted, largely due to deliberate steps of diet over time. And now it is very hard for me to compute and process the amounts of sugar that are in some things. So I cannot enjoy candy the same way that I did as an American youth. But yeah, I have my teeth in better condition though, so that's good.
That's always a plus.
There you go.
And that is because I eat using my teeth, but also do clean them. So it is a barrier, but I try to make do with what I have. Guys, I think you just shared in our internal team
Yeah,
link
that was on
here.
purpose. I was going to ask permission to drop a link in the Twitch chat
Yeah, is this a link
on
to,
the
to Smarties?
to Smoking
It's the
Smarties.
news report of the kids smoking Smarties.
I have not vetted this video for those who are on Twitch. But I'm just
Gus, I'm in charge of the
trusting
Twitch
Gus.
chat right now, so I say go for it.
I'm just
That's right.
practicing good Twitch decorum. Is you
That
always
is
ask
Twitch
permission
decorum.
before you drop a link in
Yeah.
the chat.
Yeah, I mean,
My
I
mer-
grant whatever permission, and so does Will. So hopefully, this
It
is
reminds me
fine.
to turn off general permissions for link posting before our next stream.
Oh goodness, noted.
Oh, no.
Noted.
Literally taking
General
notes.
link permissions. Oh,
We're
that is
professionals, guys.
hilarious. We're
Always
You know,
professionals.
people
We're
drop
always
some
learning.
strange links in chat, and this
Yeah.
this is a PG podcast.
Mhm.
We have any of that going on for the most part.
Someone who used to stream pretty often, I can always. There's some weird things that get dropped in chat sometimes.
Yeah. All right, my friends. Well, it's good to be here. For those joining us on Twitch or listening later on your podcatchers, thank you for following us. Those who followed us, thank you to those who reviewed us on whatever platform. And thank you to everybody who supports us on Patreon for your patronage. We're actually just a couple patrons away from our next goal, which for a while we've really wanted to have a separate bi-weekly show. We used to call them Behind the Bison. Don't know if it'll end up being called that because now we have multiple shows that are not as bison related. We'll see. But essentially like a Dustfire Unplugged type of show hosted by Danny Wickman. And sometimes Danny Wickman will even interview Danny Wickman, which will create a spin-off show called Danny on Danny, which has been long anticipated by fans and players alike.
I'm just picturing the Obama giving himself the medal award.
Yes.
It's just...
I would just love watching Danny interview himself, just tying his soul into a knot. So we will see. Hopefully we can push to that soon and make that goal. Thank you for everybody who supports the show. It means a ton to us and helps us keep doing this. And just to not scare my players, it would be behind the scenes show would be like a rotation of cast members from any of the shows. Like one week might be just Danny focusing on 2 people from the Scum and Villainy show, The Professionals, for example. And so I would not require all. How many of us are there total across both shows now? All 8 of us, and some numbers, math.
Yeah, we actually have M. Night Shyamalan on a waiting list. He's on a waiting list for us.
No matter what, keep him on that waiting list. He deserves it.
Yeah, no. We can't talk to that freak. What do you mean?
I was going to say, that should be the ultimate Patreon goal. A one-shot with M. Night Shyamalan.
Okay, it does sound cool when you put it that way. Maybe
A
we
one
can...
shot where we all play as him.
Oh!
No,
Justin,
yes.
you better... I know you're there.
Take notes.
Yes.
I know you're there.
You're somewhere in there.
We all play a different persona of
Justin
him
out.
from all of his cameos from all of his movies.
And I feel like the Shyamalan that made Signs and Sixth Sense.
I call dibs on the mermaid one.
Those were the good ones.
I'll only show the left,
Lady
the
in the
left side
Water.
of my face. Yeah, that one.
As long as I don't call dibs on the Unspeakable Avatar movie.
As the GM, you'd have to. You'd
it's
have
so
to.
painful. Maybe that would be
You
the
have
ultimate
to.
challenge for me, and therefore I have to do it.
Make it good.
Yeah,
Steve.
that would
Make it
be
good.
that would be a patrons only show, but you'd be able to catch it even at the just happy to be here tier. But yeah, so thanks for your wonderful answers, y'all, to Gus's banter question on candy. I don't have any candy for y'all tonight, but I think we do have a sweet story in store for us.
There's one piece of candy we could ask for from our patrons.
What piece of candy would that be, Gus?
The musical episode. When is that coming?
Oh no.
Every time you say this, I swear to God, there is some gay little nerd's heart who just soars. You're going to crush that poor little boy. You're going to crush him when we don't do a
If
musical
we hit our
episode.
Patreon goal, we'll have a musical episode.
I've awakened a beast that cannot be tamed.
You have, Danny. You stirred something within Gus that cannot be quenched
Oh,
until
no.
we have
I
a musical
want to do a
episode.
musical episode now.
Oh my gosh.
I'll start writing the script. Okay.
Thank you. Start writing the script, Danny. And if tech cooperates enough for us to function normally as humans, maybe we can eventually coordinate a live musical. But until then, I just have my feasibility questions. Well, let's jump in, y'all. Last time a lot happened. It was just packed into this quick, many-layered exchange in the showing room, in the Painted Grin. And I think some of you are all still in that room, like about to like bolt out of there. And I think Lynn just tailed someone who was wearing a hog monkey mask. And Lynn, you were heading for the exit ASAP. And at least for the time being, the two of you had sort of agreed not to destroy each other over these artifacts, the two that were left on the stage. You did a little trip with the mask kind of deal. So you showed that you had some teeth, but no blood drawn yet. And I think that's where we left off. Does that sound right, everybody? I feel suspenseful just thinking about it. I hope I'm correct.
I know Mook had just sweeped up Jingmin
Yeah.
as they're running past.
Under my arm as like
Yeah.
a handbag.
To try to interfere with Jingmin's antics.
Stop doing
With the
this.
challenge.
Yeah, the challenge.
The challenge issued to the entire room. Yeah, NBD. And where was Fumi last we left off? Do you remember?
She was just taking a look at the stage while they were collecting men.
That's right. Yes.
So she was going to
and you
follow
saw.
those two.
Excellent. Well, yeah, the room is quite busy. Y'all had a window of opportunity here. Let's jump in to the story. Well, let me just check on Will's very distraught face. Will, are we okay?
I think we might have lost audio from Nikki for just a moment on Twitch, and it really set me into a spiral. Nikki, can you just say hi?
I'm sorry. Can you hear me okay?
No.
Oh, no.
I can hear you, but can Twitch?
Oh, gosh.
Not
Who
your
does
fault.
Twitch think they are?
Chat, a little help, please.
No, I promise you all, there's no audio for Nikki on Twitch.
No, I guarantee you it's chat's fault.
Blame chat.
Don't blame chat.
I did see like my camera like blink for a moment on Riverside, so I don't know if that like did something to Twitch.
I've got you in Video Ninja. I've got you in Riverside. Will, do you think we should switch to the little "we'll be back in a moment" screen and figure this out,
Nikki,
or
can
do
you
you
say
think?
hi?
Hi.
One more second. Nikki, can you say hi again?
Hi again. I'm here. Maybe.
Tee
I think I'm here.
Tee
1 second, Twitch. We'll be right back.
Tee.
Uh,
I love
Hello?
technology.
Technology's the best.
Oh my
Look
gosh.
at this.
Oh,
It's okay.
I just
This is
wanted
already
to
come the
is.
episode, I hope. Justin, I know you're listening to this in approximately 72
We
hours.
see you, Justin.
And cut. Right
Nikki,
there.
you're going to see on your Video Ninja tab, it's going to request microphone access again.
Oops. Wait. What should I be looking for?
I'm going to request microphone access. Otherwise, could you
Oh,
just
okay.
refresh the page?
Yeah, let me do that.
Okay.
Remove camera. Oh, you know what? Oh, wait, no, that is right. Okay. Just making sure. Start.
Okay. Give me
Okay.
1 second. Nikki, can you say hi?
Hi.
Thank fuck. We shouldn't hear that. We're fine.
So it's working?
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, your sound should be working. And if it's
Okay.
not, I figure something else out.
Wait, hold on.
Sending us
Before
back in
we go
5,
back.
4,
Oh, I
3,
can't choose.
2, 1, done.
And we're back. And
Yay.
everything seems to be not on fire at the moment. Let's continue to enjoy that for as long as it lasts.
Might not be long at this rate.
I know, what a rough time we're having. I always have these dreams of like the first 30 minutes of us doing everything before we go live is like we get to chat about things Gus wants to talk about, like childhood candy, and
You
we'll
say it
get
like
there.
that, it means like
We'll get there beyond the
back
tech. Oh, sorry. There's no evil intended in that, Gus. I'm sorry.
okay.
Just sincerely would love for us to be able to do things other than tech troubleshoot. The day will come. The day will come. Let's go into the action. So I think the place to open is on Lynn and this mysterious figure in a fedora and trench coat and hog monkey mask bolting towards the dark corner where they had initially taken Mr. Woshi Ikeru, now named, now unmasked. And so these two are bolting for the exit with their friends quickly in tow. And you come out through a door, and the hog monkey masked gentleman points, Lynn, right down this rickety, rusty staircase that hangs on the side of the building. Looks like it used to be an emergency fire escape. And it's still pouring rain, but he points at this black hot rod. That's my car. let's scram.
You don't have to tell me twice, and we're gonna hop in.
I love it. And very quickly after the two of you step into the car, Jingmin, who is being carried by the strong and handsome Amuksur, and quickly followed by Fumi, the three of you also come out the same escape zone. You're standing on the stairs. You see Lynn getting into a car with a masked gentleman. And you hear behind you.
Actually, I have his
Lynn?
mask.
Oh, that's right.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, that's right, Lynn. You knocked
He's
that
not
off
masked.
and scooped it up, and you saw his broken nose and his slightly scarred face and his perplexed expression. Oh, yes, that is true.
Imagine.
And now you've added it to your collection.
We have 3 now.
Love it. What's that, Gus?
I was just saying, I'm just imagining Jingmin like flailing and kicking, just put me
Oh
down.
no, yeah. She's flailing for her life.
Despite her weight, Jingmin is not easily carried. That is true. And so, you have commotion behind you, the three of you at the top of the stair. You have the sound of guards chasing after you now. You know that there's a bunch of masked and unmasked people still being lined up, questioned, processed about what all has transpired in this showing run amok. And you know the rough status of the artifacts. They're no longer on the stage. Fumi, on the way out, you saw in detail this freshly painted black paw symbol on the stage. And so I'm just curious what the three of you do. Jingmin, I won't start with you since you're very clearly focused on the goal of getting out from Amuk's armpit. But Amuk and Fumi, what do you do?
Once we get outside, I'm gonna just use wind to slam the door behind us so no one follows right away.
Yeah. Love it.
Did Akifumi and me see Lynn bolt in the car?
Yes. Yes. You've just seen Lynn get into this car, not by force. Lynn seems to be happily joining this stranger in something.
I mean, would I recognize from his clothes that he's the lightning vendor?
You would, Fumi.
All right, then I'll try
And
and
you catch his face as he steps into the car as well.
I'll try and hurry towards the car. I don't know if he'll stay, but I'll hurry towards it.
I'll
Beckon
follow
to Amuk
Fumi
to
and try to
follow.
jump in the car with her too.
I'll put that question to you, Lynn. You know that your friends are either in there or just behind you. What do you do? Do you drive off with Hog Monkey Man?
No. Can you imagine the drama? No, as they're getting in, Lynn's gonna say, they're with me. They have to come with us.
Who's with you? Oh my goodness. And the doors just swing open, allowing more pouring rain in. Y'all, I just want to assume it. Do y'all just all force yourselves into this hot rod?
Oh yeah, we don't know what's going on, but it's the fastest way out of
Hey,
here.
the guy fought with us, so why not?
Fumi slammed it shut with air. I'll throw some ice on top of the door to buy us a few more seconds.
Oh, I love that. Love that. So yeah, no sooner than you slick that ice onto there, Amuk, do you see the door rattle as it's met on the opposite side with a bunch of force? Someone is trying to get out of there and stay on your tail. Interestingly, as you all force yourselves into the back of this normally 2-seater with just a little bit of storage in the back hot rod,
No.
you do see through the rain, just through the storm, another 2 vehicles with their lights on. The light is just stark against the rain and the night because now it is quite dark. And you can tell, just even glimpsing it, because they're close enough by, that there is another car running. You don't know who's in it, ready to go just outside of this building. and there is a large black truck as well, unmarked as far as you can tell, black, simple, canvassed over. So it looks like some sort of a storage transport truck or vehicle. Just wanted to give you that because you'll see it for sure as your car starts to just peel off. Okay, who do we have in the car?
I'm Lynn. I don't know their names.
Very savvy.
Suddenly, you just hear Jingmin. She's flailing out of the window with her bow in tow, trying to knock an arrow and aiming it at the cars behind us.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
She's not firing anything off yet, but that's just what she's doing.
I was going to say, I won't make you roll for that. It sounds like it's just perfect, as is. Whether you fire arrows into the rain or not at this point, inconsequential in my mind, but we can take a roll if something more specific presents itself to you. Okay. I love that. I'll go. I'm Cho.
I'm Fumi, and that's Min.
That's a lot of feist.
Yeah,
you don't know
just
that.
like that.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I'm glad I'm not against you for the moment. Really, it's not long, even though he peeled out of there. It's not long after Cho pulls away that you see headlights in the distance behind you. It doesn't seem to be the large truck vehicle. Based on the lights, it is a smaller car. And I think we just entered our first ever chase or race scene on the podcast. And we didn't get to do this in like the Flying Bison show because we just didn't have the tech and we didn't have the Republic City supplement to the handbook. But there is a whole system for how we do car races, car chases, and this most certainly counts as a chase. Now it's not your typical chase because our PCs are not driving. I wasn't sure how we'd end up. Amuk, I imagine you can drive. Can you drive if it comes to it?
Yeah, Amuk can drive. He knows how to drive.
Can anyone else drive, children?
Afford a car, but he can drive.
I think Lynn can drive. Is it legal? No.
Okay.
We will try her best. Will she crash? Maybe.
Maybe your parents showed you a thing or two in the Fire Nation.
Probably not, though.
Yeah.
Min's driven, and she's definitely crashed. And that was the last time she drove.
Okay. Love that. Perfect for a getaway, right? That's what you want behind the wheel.
Pure chaos.
So it's just good to lay out little credentials, before we know what else we get into. I think we'll lean into the fiction for now, since all of my PCs are free to do whatever they can from this car. But y'all see in the rear view mirror, this car is gaining on you despite the considerable lead that Cho had. And in the dark, just kind of above the headlights of the car, you just see a fireball quickly come into view and just scrape the top of Cho's car. Oh, no, it's not. And Cho just whips the steering wheel. You all slam to the right side of this vehicle. And he just takes an alleyway that's narrower, probably more dangerous. You kind of vaguely feel like he clipped a trash can on the way in.
Jingmin just barely dodged that trash can.
Yeah, because I'm picturing you hang out the side. So Jingmin, you'd notice immediately this is a narrower place. You can still operate a bit out of the window, but you just may need to be careful if there's any other swerving involved on this slick roads. You will notice, everybody, as this fireball went over you, that Cho has a like retractable roof section, which is actually not that uncommon among people who do competitive street racing, other things like that, because it's sometimes the case that you have a pair, a bender and a driver, competing in these types of events. Similar to like a
pro bending car scene.
Oh my god.
So cool.
And so you do have the option to pack through the top of that roof and into the rain, which is probably super uncomfortable. And do a little something yourselves if you wanted to. Otherwise, Cho just keeps driving and says, I don't know if I can lose their tail. They've got something fast, and well, I do have Nas if we need it, but I don't know.
Amuk just looks at the sunroof bit and looks at Jingmin and just says, Jing, it's time to fling.
What does that mean?
Oh no, he said a code.
Jingmin looks at Lin and goes, "It's our thing." Goes out the sunroof. Jingmin is gonna knock a pair of her bolas arrows, specifically a pair that she used quite a long piece of rope, a string for this one. I don't know. That's not gonna work. It's string. She's just gonna shoot arrows at the car's tires behind
And
us.
as the arrows shoot, Amuk will freeze them over, so they're extra pointy. That's the Jing and fling.
The Jing and fling.
That's the Jing and fling.
It's like
their
the
thing.
fastball special. It's our thing.
Interesting. So you are essentially trying to make these into ice arrows on exit. Is that right, Amuk? Okay. All right. I think, and I don't even know if there's I think this sounds like a roll for Jingmin and then a help action from Amuk. That's what I'm thinking. Does that sit well with y'all?
Yes, but maybe
Suits
we
Van.
won't do the fling.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe we won't have to do the fling.
Maybe we won't have
There's
to
a
do
separate
the
thing
fling.
called the fling?
No.
Yeah, it's where Amok just flings Jingmin at
Flings
the cars.
Jingmin. It's the actual fastball special. But if it's a help action, we haven't rested in between anything yet, right? We haven't recovered fatigue.
Indeed not. It's been quite a day. Let's
Probably
say that.
not the best idea for me to help you, Jingmin, right now.
It's all right. I'm gonna roll super high.
You're gonna roll so
what
high.
Would this,
You don't need
what
my
would
help.
this be, Steve?
Yeah. What is your goal right now with these arrows? You're going to try to pop tires?
Yes.
Is that the
I'm trying
goal?
to pop tires.
Okay. I think, man, the rain, the speed.
Radiator.
Jingmin.
Go for the radiator.
This is a very specific set of circumstances. It's not necessarily something a Yuyan archer can't do, but I do think it's a push your luck.
That makes sense. It's okay. Jingmin is a very passionate person.
Good. Let's use
Not
that
as
passion.
not as passionate as she is focused, surprisingly, but still very passionate.
What are we
Jingmin.
rolling?
That is a 9.
Okay. All right. Now you do have the opportunity to make that a 10 plus if you change your mind right now, Gus. But you
Remember,
don't have
you
to.
don't get taken out. You don't get taken out until all your fatigue and all your conditions are marked.
That is
Oh,
true. You can
okay.
mark 5 fatigue and 5 conditions.
Okay, I will help then. I'm out of fatigue at this point.
Okay, so that's the 5th, the 5 out of 5 fatigue.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was I hit 5 fatigue, I get knocked out. So I was like,
Oh, no.
boy.
Okay, so great clarification point. So if something were to cause you to mark fatigue with your fatigue track filled, you'll have to mark a condition for each of those fatigue
Gotcha,
instead. And so your character will become angry, scared, and so on until they're so overwhelmed that we have to find some appropriate way to take them out of the scene.
Until they die.
And no. an appropriate way to take them
Well, damn.
out of the scene.
The whole time I was like, oh, Amuk is really close to not being around for much longer.
Oh, no. We want to keep you around, Amuk.
Mook was helping out too much.
Yeah, no more help. I gotta stay alive. No, don't worry about dying that easily here. This is Avatar Legends, y'all. You know, it takes a little more. But yeah, so I mean, overwhelm could be a way of taking someone out of a scene. It doesn't have to be that you pass out. You know, there are plenty of ways to decommission someone and then reset them, depending on how they get out.
You get too tired and you get angry.
So that is a 9 on Push Your Luck.
Well, with the help, it'd be a 10.
With the help from me.
With the help, it is a 10.
Now it is the jing and fling.
We're doing the
jing
fling.
and fling. Well, don't fling jing unless you spell that out. Do you just throw jing?
No. This is the jing and fling. The jing fling is the fastball special.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's make sure we catalog that very clearly.
I have that in my notes actually.
Okay. I'm just holding on to all the possible dialogue bits for Cho right now because he heard some of that exchange of like the jing and fling. Let's do the thing.
Let's do the thing.
Or something like that. That's our thing. That's what you said.
Yeah.
So on a 10 plus, your boldness pays off despite the cost. I tell you what other lucky opportunity falls into your lap. Jingmin, you do a sling, the appropriate verb. You sling an arrow.
Slinging and flinging.
The arrow sings as it flies.
Slinging, singing. And
as it flies covered in ice. The song sounds more like splatter of water against ice. And your arrow does go, it seems, right into one of the tires on the front of this car that is tailing you. And it seems to happen right as somebody was about to cast another fireball because they are thrown forward onto the dash, or not dash, they're actually exterior because they're popping out the top of this car behind you. They're thrown forward momentarily onto the windshield, and you just see a would-be fireball fizzle out as they face plant onto the cold metal of the front of their car. Now, the fire does temporarily, just for a split second, illuminate kind of the shape of the car, and you can see that it's pretty slender, like it looks like a race car.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But excellent work. Not only have you popped a tire and you watch the car just kind of restabilize a bit, it's still able to stay after you, but it seems like you've bought yourself some time with this firebender. I would like to turn to Fumi. Fumi,
Steve,
what are you?
I hate
Yeah?
that you pocket your costs, man. And now I just gotta be spooked until you tell me the cost.
I gotta cash in at the right time, Danny. So, Fumi, what are you doing or thinking?
I'm trying to see if there's like anything in the environment that I can use my airbending to just like toss at them, like a crates to like knock down in the way, or even just like a flower pot to drop on this guy's head.
Yeah, I mean, you are passing by plenty of random objects. Probably a fair amount of it looks like garbage. It's blurring past you, but based on the context, you're like, I think there's just a lot of trash cans, maybe a dumpster or two lining these alleys.
That is actually perfect. We're going to try and airbend a bag of garbage into this firebender.
Love it.
Because he belongs in the trash.
We've got a Fire Nation, or I don't know if you identify this way, Fumi. Maybe X Fire Nation. We got a Fire Nation person saying that, so that means something. I would love for you to rely on your skills and training, Fumi.
All right. Focus. I got an 8.
Excellent. All right. So on a hit, you do it imperfectly for 7 to 9. How might this approach lead to unexpected consequences? You can accept those or mark 1 fatigue. So the initial thing is that it works, right? You're able to whip up a nice bag of trash, and it bursts across the front of this car before the firebender can recover. So he is definitely covered in some trash. You've probably created some additional blockage on the windshield for the driver. And that car starts to swerve a bit, just kind of barely staying stable in this narrow alley. I'm thinking on a consequence here that you may be able to accept or refuse.
Aki's just stinky. That's the consequence.
Not to put any ideas in your head, but
you're welcome
don't do
to.
It. Don't do it.
It's our story.
Like the other thing I was gonna do, if not that, was to like keep an eye on the front of our car and make sure we don't get hit by anything that's in the way of the road.
Right. Yeah,
So
I was wondering if somehow, I'm picturing this. So Fumi, the vortex of your air in your decisive moment, it was just a bit big. You really exerted yourself to try to nail the car behind y'all. And so as you kind of gathered this spiral of air, it brought some trash actually under the rear wheels of the car as well. And so you just feel everything cajole all of you momentarily. And you nearly skid out from the loss of control from all the junk that was just pulled under the back of the car. And you notice, Fumi, as you look down, this car has like a significantly weighted spoiler, like on the rear end. And so you just taken away for a moment some of the key traction that you needed in the rain. I'm going to have, and this is just something that's kind of funsies to say to y'all. I'm going to actually, so there's a control factor, and I'm just going to mark a loss of 1 control for Cho's vehicle. All right. Well. Lynn?
What's hard is that Lynn can't touch the ground right now, right? Lynn is an earthbender trapped in a hunk of metal that she cannot do anything with.
Lynn, you're in the front seat, but you could kind of pull a Jing Min and pop out the window if you like. I just want you to know that. You could also shove yourself with the group through this hole. It's kind of in the middle of the car.
We also have our stone masks you could use.
Oh,
but they're so
true.
Pretty. Why would Why would we get rid of those? But since you brought it up, who still has a mask on them? Trying to take account of how many are in the car.
I'm sorry.
Amook has
two of us,
yeah.
Fumi and Amook.
Okay. Lynn's gonna take Fumi's mask. And just, I'm so sorry, I need this for a second. It's all I've got. And to lean out the side window and try to just like punch it at the car behind us. With the hopes of taking out a windshield or maybe someone's head.
Okay. Sorry, whose mask is it that's being...
Fumi's.
Okay, we're firing Fumi's mask. Fumi, do you remember what that mask was? What animal you chose?
Oh,
it's okay if not.
It's like on the tip of my tongue, and oh my gosh, an owlbear, I think. No, not
an
owlbear. No, it wasn't an owlbear.
We said good reference.
Okay,
good reference. D&D. Yes, a mysterious creature, perhaps from another realm. We do not know. The owlbear mask all of a sudden just gets thrust forward into the night. Lynn, I think this is a rely on your skills and training.
Okay. We've rolled a nat 8. Let me figure out what I'm adding for rely on your skills and training.
Focus.
Yes.
Oh. Well, that's a +1. So it's gonna be a 9 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll aid.
Okay. All right, Jing Min, what are you doing to help with this effort?
I don't know if this will actually help. Well, it's aiding. It helps no matter what.
Sometimes the mechanics do help you. Yeah, that's true. But if it really seems like it wouldn't help, I'll say something.
As the mask flies towards the windshield of this car, Jingmin just sees this regular old mask. She's like, I want that to be a bunch of tiny little things. She'll shoot it. And so she shoots it. It just becomes a bunch of shards of this rocky mask that are just flying right towards the car. And all mark fatigue.
Well,
you know how you have to shoot twice when you're sniper rifling someone through a window?
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there.
I won't be a stickler with physics, Danny.
Hey, we're in the world of Avatar, okay?
We are. I can have fun with this fiction. I can imagine, that there's enough force between the airbending and the arrow to keep this thing going.
Earthbending. But and all the pointy parts of the mask just perfectly point right towards the car.
I will not wrestle this part of the fiction. I think it's super fun. Yeah.
Technically, physics-wise, the arrow will go through it, hit first, and then all the rocks will come behind it. I think.
That is pretty true. And so that is what happens, Jingmin. You see your arrow pierce this once beautiful, well-painted, for the amount of time that was given, owlbear mask. And the stone just shatters into pieces and are still just quickly following after this arrow. And a barrage just hits the front windshield. It does not take off a head, Lynn. I am sorry to say.
This is not my JFK moment, and I will live with that in peace.
Oh no.
No.
Aren't we all just waiting for... I'm not going to finish that. Okay.
We all knew where you were going. You didn't have to finish that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are all just waiting.
It's so dark. Welcome to our show. This is who we are.
We're PG.
Yeah, this is a PG show. We're doing great. It's more like PG-13, safe for work. Anyway. So at this point, let me think on the consequence I have in pocket for Jingmin. Because Jingmin, you just recently fired an arrow and popped a tire on this thing. Now we're hitting the windshield. I think I'm still hanging on to it. And so, you see the windshield just get barraged, just tons of shrapnel. But where the arrow hits especially, there is a large crack that forms. And you can just see it in the reflection of kind of the lights that occasionally flash back and forth as the beams from this car behind you are now close enough to your vehicle, despite losing a tire, that the light is now kind of illuminating their vehicle. Very quickly, the firebender who is coming out of the top of the roof has repositioned himself and sat back. He's more secure. He's not on the windshield when the arrow strikes. There's a little bit of trash hanging around, but he's not part of the trash. What's that, Nikki?
I said, but he's smelly.
But he's probably smelly.
So stinky.
That is true. And he has to live with that until his next shower. So
for the rest of his life.
That. Maybe for the rest of his life. I think at this point, Cho swings the other way and just, you feel yourselves, all of your weight shifts to the left side of the vehicle hard. He pulls a hard right turn. Of all places, you now realize that you have suddenly burst into the traffic of one of the main thoroughways in Republic City. Cho is taking you into the heart of the city. They're too close. I've got to... There's only one way to lose them. Just hang tight. And from what your memory tells you, he's heading straight for things like Republic City Hall, the police station, things that you would find right downtown. So this car peels behind you, staying in tow, and the fireball that comes next actually does hit the top of your car. I would like for everybody who's popping through the top of the car to mark 1 fatigue. If you cannot mark a fatigue, mark a condition.
Beautiful.
Is that top of the car, side of the car? Being technical about it.
Top of the car, mostly the top of the car.
Okay.
Yeah, rear and
fine.
top is kind of where the fireball breaks.
I think it's just Jing Min that takes that.
I think it's just Jing.
Oh,
Yeah.
you weren't popping out at this moment,
just
Amuk.
men.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good on you. And neither was
Yeah.
Fumi. Fumi, did you duck back down or did you catch some of this heat?
No, I think she was up, got some of the heat.
Okay. Okay. So Jingmin and Fumi take the bad side of this fireball. Even despite the rain at this speed, the intensity, the heat is unbearable, and then passes. At this point, Cho flips a switch, and you would see this very clearly, Lynn, based on where you're positioned in the vehicle. He's got a red button and a blue button, and he hits the red one.
Oh no!
And
Min looks like she might barf because red buttons are a little stressful.
yeah, and fascinatingly, I mean, you lunge forward like you did not even imagine a vehicle capable of this speed unless you have watched a lot of racing around Republic City. Some of you, I think, have actually. Maybe that's some of your hobby list stuff. But I would like for if you want to stay in the action and not lose balance in a way that would actually throw you into the back of the car, I'd like for everyone to mark 1 fatigue, or you can choose to have that be the consequence and you temporarily will be essentially just a blob in the back of the car and have to sort yourselves out.
I will, fall into the back of the car.
Okay.
I'm gonna mark a fatigue there.
Yeah.
I'll take a blob. I'll just get thrown off balance.
Okay. Amuk's playing conservative. I'm going with the blob. Amuk, you do not catch yourself before you are tossed to the back of this vehicle, slam hard against it. Jingmin?
Oh, I'm hanging out. Will I be on the outside back of the car?
That's a
Is
good
that
question
what
for
you're
me,
saying?
too.
Oh, I see. Because you were already out the side of a window, or because you were on the top? You were on the
I'm
top.
on the top. I'm looking through the sunroof.
Essentially, what
hanging
I'm
out the sunroof.
picturing is you're facing out backwards at the car behind you. You would slam at chest level into the edge of the roof of the car and just be winded, kind of doubled over. Just similar to the way that the firebender was strewn on the windshield of the car behind you.
Okay. I think I'll... Steve, what would you say if Jingmin used this sudden burst of speed to just try to fling herself at the car behind us?
The Nas is hit. The vehicle lunges forward, and you're essentially trying to jump off of it, you think?
Yeah.
I will be a little harder on physics here. That would be a push your luck at best. Would you like to push your luck, Jingmin? As you feel the car lurch, does your instinct tell you that this is the time to jump off of this car and onto the car behind you? Oh, Jingmin,
Gosh.
you are a precious soul. All right,
D.
let's see the roll, Danny.
I'm actually playing this character on a bet. How fast can you kill an Avatar Legends character?
Oh, no.
That's gonna be a nasty roadkill.
Oh no!
You don't, yeah. Oh no.
Come on. I got +1
Someone-
passion. 5 fatigue marked. No conditions. That is 2 5s though.
Oh, wow.
For an 11 total.
Wow.
What is
Okay. Yeah, I know. Who is Jingmin? Who is this
Jingmin
prodigy?
Can she just splatter onto their windshield,
Oh, you will. Yeah.
screaming the entire time?
Yes. So your boldness pays off, Jingmin. And I have to tell you a lucky opportunity that falls into your lap, but I also have to give you a consequence and a consequence from earlier. So
Yes. You can stack the consequences.
yeah, I think this is a great time to just kind of cash in and resolve that. So Jingmin,
no.
you leap from the hot rod, and perhaps it was instinct, perhaps it was a split second. Your gut just told you that this was the time for you to do this. With prodigious skill, your tiny body leaps into the air, exiting the car behind you. And fortunately, at the same moment, the car that's tailing you sees the speed and hits their own nos. This is a race car behind you. Now, you're in a souped-up hot rod, but the car behind you seems like it would be built for this type of thing. It stays almost in perfect distance behind the hot rod despite lurching forward. You slam into the windshield. It's already cracked. You finished the job with your tiny body, Jingmin. I would like for you to mark 3 fatigue.
All right, marking 3 conditions.
Oh,
Tell me what conditions you mark, Jingmin.
Well, she's going to mark angry and troubled and guilty.
All the feels. It's looking bad. Jingmin, you shatter through this windshield. The driver, now just covered in glass, forcing you aside into the passenger seat, is doing their best to keep their bearings, and with stunning speed and their own booster tank, just peels forward and comes up along the left side of the hot rod. And you're not sure what they were going for because they start to swerve at this speed and with a popped tire. And I'm cashing in your previous consequence, Jingmin, for popping this tire. Whatever they were attempting or intending, they slam into the side of the hot rod. And you both just spin out into traffic and lose control in the heart of Republic City. Cars barely screech to a stop. Some of them clip you. Everything is spinning for all of you. A moment later, things seem to have stopped except for the rain, which continues to pour down on the hot rod. Cho asks, "Everyone all right? What happened to that girl?" Oh no, as he looks out through his windshield at what remains of the race car that was tailing you. Jingmin, you are still able to peel yourself off of this vehicle mess. Glass covering your body. For the moment, the person who is driving this car next to you just seems to be out of it, maybe stunned. But the firebender quickly emerges from where they fell into their back seat, apparently, and just lifts you up by the collar, Jingmin. Their hands just like searing hot. And he just holds you up, and you're just in this car in the middle of a Republic City thoroughway, and a bunch of other lights or like headlights are just piling up and just like on your vehicle as people come to a stop in front of your car. And he just says, "You shouldn't have done that." And he reaches back and forms a fireball in his hand, and then woozily falls and drops you and just passes out.
Oh my God.
wow.
Cho steps out quickly, his hands raised, ready to zap, but he doesn't seem to see the need for it. and Republic City vehicles start to enter and swarm around you all. Lights flashing, sirens blaring. And in no time, all of you are surrounded. Would you like to do anything?
Oh, God. What are the chances
Fumi's gonna check
throw
on.
us out of here really quickly?
I was gonna say we probably shouldn't get caught by the cops. We should probably run.
Fumi's gonna check on Jingmin. Make sure she's good.
Jingmin is like wheezing so heavily, like, and she's standing with one leg on the firebender that fell, and she's like weakly like just putting her arms up like this. She has like both her eyes are blackened, and like she's there's glass all over her.
Like a Looney Tunes character.
Yeah.
It's just like, did you guys see that?
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Fumi will at least use her wind to like get the glass off of her, get some air back in her lungs.
Guys, we've got to go. We've got to go. Where's Cho?
Cho is just standing outside of his car, backing away from your pursuers, since they seem to be incapacitated without his help.
Here's my concern. If we get arrested, we're losing both those objects, the artifacts that we left there with.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't keep Cho with us, he's taken both of them. And materialistic, I want at least one.
I think Amuk will, to buy Lynn some time to dig us out of here, kind of using the same thing as the umbrella technique, but in the opposite with ice dome, to give us some chance to run away from everyone and try to dig our way out.
Yeah, that's what Lynn's gonna do.
Okay.
She's gonna start jumping and stomping at the ground, desperately trying to bend as much dirt, gravel, everything away.
Yeah, well, Lynn's doing
to try
that,
and get us out of here, at least get us some cover. Which
getting an ice dome over us to hide us from everybody surrounding us, locking Cho in as well, so he doesn't run away.
And speaking practically, knowing that all of the police here are earthbenders, I'm very worried about this.
I am too, Lynn and Cloth, and that is why I think this is rely on your skills and training. And I think it's both of you. You know, for Amuk to get a sphere up in time to shield you all from anything that might interfere with this, as well as to successfully trap Cho. And then Lynn, for you to do whatever you're going to do to dig these folks somewhere.
We've got an 11.
Rely on skill and training. Remind me, what do I add? It's
yeah, for rely on your skills and training, we add focus.
Focus. I also have an 11.
Wow.
Whoa.
I have a 6
what
and a
timing.
4. And
wow.
+1.
Okay. Well, let's see. Amuk, you swiftly raise this ice sphere. I'm just curious, how wide is it? Does it encase just the people yourselves, or are you going even wider?
All of us, including Cho's car, in hopes of maybe doing an underground runaway with the car if Lynn can bend Earth out of the way enough.
Okay. This is fun. Because I was picturing, I'm not sure if everybody got out of the car, so that works as well for that piece of fiction. So, Amuk, you swiftly just raise this barrier of ice as you hear on like a loudspeaker, Republic City Police. Everybody, what? Oh my. And you finish your ice sphere. Cho turns to face you. What are you doing? And at that moment, Lynn, I'd love for you to narrate what happens.
Lynn's really fed up with everything that's happened today. Just everything has gone really, 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 really wrong. And every ounce of anger in her body is being taken out on the ground beneath us at the moment. Lynn learned earthbending very classically, finding scrolls and things. So it's very angular movements, if you will. And she just creates like a cave directly underneath everybody, and then sweating, angry, tired, and wanting to really go home, waves for everyone to come inside, and then we'll quickly put the earth back on top of us.
Whoa. Hey, it's a 10 plus. It's an amazing feat. You do it.
When we
so
go
the earth,
down,
yeah, Fumi.
no, yeah, when we go down in there, Fumi will bring some extra air so we have enough for our little pocket.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect. What is Cho's reaction during all of this? That's what I want to hear.
That's what I'm picturing. So this was all happening in a blur after being rattled and narrowly surviving pretty messy car crash in the middle of a storm surrounded by vehicles with police sirens blaring. And so what got lost in that equation is that you were on a bridge over water. One that connected really closely, we were very close by some of the main sites of Republic City, but this particular stretch was over water. Lynn, you open the earth beneath you all, and there is not much earth beneath the bridge. And you all fall through, car included, into the water. It's like an inlet, kind of just loosely connected nearby to Republic City's bay. And you do at least have an opportunity through this to escape. And you land safely, more or less. There's a bunch of falling rubble that kind of didn't perfectly make it back into the bridge above you. Some of it maybe even broke the water tension in your fall.
Thank God.
Oh, there you go.
Jesus.
But Cho's car may be another less pleasant story. So, that may be harder to retrieve.
What is Cho's reaction to the hot rod being waterlogged?
You all crash into the water, and Cho is gasping and says, "I can't swim," and is just struggling against the waves.
Just waterbend a current under him to get him to keep his head above water.
My car!
Where
Sorry
are
about
the
your car,
artifacts?
but it's not. That's not the worry.
What's that? What did you say, Fumi?
Where are the artifacts in all this?
I was just going to say, I'm so glad you asked. As he emerges with this current lifting him up just a little bit so that his chest kind of breaks the water line, you see that he has a bulky kind of canvas bag that has been slung around him. And so that still seems to be just fine on him. It's totally, everything's drenched, but it seems like you're okay on the artifacts. Forget it. Just get us to shore. You're right. We can't get caught right now. Somebody, whoever's lifting me currently, could you just take me to shore?
Do you have the egg?
No.
Do you know
The
who
thief
took
got
the
the
egg?
egg.
But you're the thief.
Just get me to shore. I'll explain.
All right.
Just threatening to drown him. Jesus.
Ice. little ice glacier to just row us out.
Yeah, you're going to need to move quickly, Amuk, because Republic City's finest start dropping cables on either side of the bridge that Lynn so expertly got you out of.
So as the glacier starts forming, I look at Fumi. I'm like, I'll make a sail.
Okay.
Blow. Ice sail.
This is not the old jing and fling. This seems
this
to
is
be
new.
something like the The wing? I don't know. There's potential here.
We'll call it.
We can use the sack if someone holds onto the artifacts. We can use the sack to make a sail.
Yeah.
And like just make a little ice pillar up to it.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
We'll call it the.
Was that you prying it off of him, Fumi? Did you just take the bag away?
No, using the air.
Oh, that was you bending air
into the bag.
Okay. It is hard to part him from his bag, but he eventually surrenders it since he is still not safely away from water. So with some reticence, you're able to get this thing. He pulls the artifacts out of it and assents to the operation. Fumi, you're able to get wind blowing. No problem. Amuk, the glacier pontoon comes together just fine. And so you're able to pick up some speed and get away. You have the option to head out into the bay, which is a bit more exposed. But it depends on what you want to do and where you want to go. Or you can head further into the city. And, you see based on kind of the infrastructure that there may be opportunities to escape into sewers, to hide under further bridges, these types of things. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking city. City. We can hide faster, hide on the rooftops.
I think there are more places to hide in the city.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, Lynn is face down on this glacier.
Does not like the water.
No, just very tired after throwing us all to our deaths.
It's been a day. It's been a
It's been a
4-episode day. It's not every day that's 4 episodes like this.
No.
It's been quite full beginning to our story. I think I'm making sure I've cashed in my consequences. Yes. Yeah, I think that the two of you are able to quickly get away from this bridge area as you see police descend, swinging around, trying to navigate, but they have a lot less to grab onto between the bridge and kind of the remaining section of the city that you are sailing into quickly. And so you just hear more, we could say threats, but the way police issue threats in the most formal way possible. Turn back. Don't do this. This is terrible. Comes across the PA system. And you are able to find some cover after turning a corner. There's like a small little dock area, very rundown, very quiet. And Cho, as soon as he can, just desperately jumps onto the shore. All right. I think I know where we are. Follow me. We'll find a safe place to hunker down, and then we can sort out the relics. Sound good?
Sounds
we good?
All right. Yeah.
He has his relics kind of in one hand and raises his other hand like he's not trying to threaten anybody.
Fumi will take the bag off and offer it back to him.
Oh, thanks. He tucks the relics into it.
Amuk wants to
Lynn's
look at... Go ahead, Lynn.
Sorry.
No, you.
Get up really tiredly, with a staggering amount of effort, and approach Chow and take one of the relics and just put it in her own pocket. Just kind of pat him on the shoulder, yeah, this one's mine for a second. Just a minute.
Okay, a minute. We'll sort it out shortly.
Yep.
And
we'll sort it out.
The one that you have, Lynn, which was easier to grab out of the bag quickly, was the boomerang.
This is one Lynn wants anyways, just so we're all on the same page.
Okay. Maybe a silver lining in your really rough night.
Right.
And so Cho very quickly navigates some slick stairs away from the docks into some alleys. You go through a system of alleys that seem like they're pretty neglected, this portion of the city. You hear sirens. You even see an airship pass overhead with lights beaming down. But you're in a narrow enough place, the light never finds you as it's passing back and forth over you. A lot of commotion, clearly, based on the bridge incident and the car chase. But for now, no heat. I think you would also recognize this area right now, Amuk. At one time, Aman used the warehouse that you all dip into as a training area. So as you step into this room, your mind is just arrested for a moment by images of your intense times under the yoke of Aman's teaching. Everyone else, all you see is a very rundown, abandoned building.
As we walk in, I want to look at Fumi and just be like, okay, I think I have a name for our thing. So for me and Jing, it's the Jingming Fling. For me and you, for what we just did, we should call it the Polar Air Express.
Yeah, I like that.
Good.
Actually,
That's good.
Oh, I
And
love
then
the
at that-
signature moves.
And then after that, I look around in the warehouse and I'm just like, wow, I'm going to need a minute. Because I think that's
okay?
when it hits me.
Hmm.
I'm like, I know this warehouse. I kind of don't want to talk about it just yet.
no. Are you
Well,
gonna be
I'm
okay
sorry
if we
about that.
hide here?
Says Cho. What's that? Sorry, Nikki.
Are you gonna be okay if we hide here?
Yeah. If anything, I might know of a better spot inside of this warehouse to hide. There should be a secret room somewhere, if I remember correctly.
You serious? You, okay. Lead the way. And Cho was just about to take out some stuff, set up shop, and then he puts it all back into his person in his bag. And all right.
Just kind of duck down by the warehouse. There's still some containers there, and pull back a container to show there's a sealed room back there with some supplies. A couple cots,
Awesome.
a couple beds, and some peepholes to the outside.
Everything is left as you remember it, Amuk, for better and for worse.
Mhm.
You even see some old, faded equalist pamphlets as you shuffle into this room. Wow, this is something. You weren't kidding. And he tries to pull this heavy container to at least obscure, if not kind of guard the door that you came in through, that container that was hiding the space as you sneak into this zone. Well, this is cozier. Let's dry off, shall we? And he surveys your faces momentarily and says, "Kids, what, kids? You?" But he looks at you, Amuk. Well, you got some gray hair, but
I haven't been a kid for a very long time.
yeah,
thank
that's
you.
fair. But the rest of the, my goodness, I didn't realize I was. Oh, it's a good thing It's a good thing we got away from the police. I have several charges pressed against me. What was I doing with the kids on this chase? Anyway,
Endangering minors.
Jingmin is just giving him the biggest stink eye, and he swears he hears a slight growl underneath her breath.
I
And
just
she's
love
just,
double
restringing
black-eyed
her-
Jingmin,
No, yeah.
a little bit
Delirious.
bloodied, delirious, growling.
Okay.
Very.
Restringing her bow.
What's with the angry raccoon?
You don't want to know. I promise you do not want to know.
I mean, look, kid, I saw what you can do. I don't want you to do anything to me. Let's just calm down. I don't know why you're so angry.
Spits out a piece of glass.
Well, if that's why you're angry, I understand. But I just felt like it was directed at
You mean-
this person, and he gestures at himself.
I'll bend some ice, some spectacles, but without the lenses. Just hand them off to Jing. Please put some ice on those black eyes, Jing. This is gonna get worse.
Just smacks it on her face. Oh,
The ice goggles are indeed soothing, Jingmin. So first things first. I'm Cho, private detective. License and registration?
you're so
All
funny.
Are you offering us your license and registration, or do you want our license and registration?
Nah, it's just something I say until this one took my line. And he points at Lynn.
Well,
Maybe I'm feeling territorial. I don't know.
can you blame me? It's a good joke.
It was, coming from a non-private detective, which I assume you're not, given your age. I can't get over the age. What are kids doing? What were you doing at this showing? This is dangerous stuff you got mixed up in.
Don't tell him anything.
We were just trying to find an artifact.
Yeah, and you somehow got into this secret meeting? I mean, how did you even know about the library?
We're just
can't
good like
trust him.
that.
I wouldn't happen to still have a soggy napkin on me, would I? It'd be like incredibly wet at this point.
Yeah, just resogged. Yeah.
Yeah, freshly
No.
dampened. Lynn's
So
gonna
it's
take
been-
out the
It's been
sopping
sogged
napkin.
and then dried and then re-wetted again.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's in the process of being dried now, so I feel like it's like 86% legible.
So he looks at your resogged napkin, Lynn. You're telling me that you all were properly invited?
Well,
Properly. Sorry, Lynn.
Well,
go ahead.
Why?
somebody
no.
who received this was, and then we took it from them because I was cleaning tables at the restaurant I worked at.
For an
Okay.
hour.
Okay, that clears it up. Well, as you can probably assume, a private detective would not be invited to these underground showings either. So, none of us were supposed to be there. Now, I don't know what you were after, but you've been more than helpful, so I'll give it to you straight. I, too, was there for some information and, to some extent, an artifact. Not any artifact in particular. All I need is one. You can take your pick. Do you want the boomerang? It looks nice. I don't know.
Why do you need
Yeah,
an
I'm gonna
artifact?
hold on to this one.
Repeat that for me.
Why do you need an artifact?
He looks around and surveys your faces again and then sits down and just exhales a very tired sigh and removes his fedora. It just feels weird telling this to kids. It's hard to imagine you're mixed up in this. You must all be rough, live on the street, something like that.
Yeah, we're all homeless.
It's the name of our little urchin that we have. Oh God,
Oh,
Benny? Not Benny.
Benny. Yep.
Benny?
Yeah, Benny. I was like, yeah, we're good friends with Benny. Do you know Benny?
Benny. Oh, is that one of the street rats?
Yeah, the one that deals in information.
Yeah. Oh, I love the rats. They're very helpful on occasion and usually for a modest price. Hope you didn't pay too much. Anyway,
Well,
Wait, how many yuans have you paid the street rats?
oh, me?
Yeah.
I mean, it's usually 5 at a time, tops. That'll get
Huh.
you pretty far.
it's really good to know. That's really good to know.
We gave him like 200.
Were you saying that in character, Danny? Is that
Yeah, I feel that was just Jingmin coming out. That
gave
was
him like
Daddy.
2.
Gave him a handful.
I don't think you
That's
really
like-
counted that.
That's like 100 questions.
It's good math.
Yeah, good luck cashing in on all those 100 questions. I'm sure Benny's real, tight on his processes, running a business as an 8-year-old. But anyway, to answer your question, and he gestures to you, Fumi, Airbender, Fire Nation, confused person. There's a reason why I get paid to do what I do, and private is part of the title, private detective, and so I probably shouldn't say any more. But I think we both got out of this pretty well, wouldn't you say? You get an artifact, I get an artifact. and we're safe for the most part. And he looks back at Jingmin. Maybe with some shut-eye and some more ice glasses, you'll be okay. But we've lost our heat as far as I can tell, and he kind of peeks back out through a crack in the door that you came in through. So what do you say we part ways? And so, Fumi, if you're going to try to get him to say more, I just want you to know it's going to be a roll. Either trick, plead, or intimidate. You don't have to do anything that would trigger a roll, but that's the direction he's taking. He's about to head out. And anyone else, you have an opportunity if you want to try to stop him as well.
Lynn still has his mask.
True.
So Lynn's gonna hold that up, say, "Do you want this?"
Oh no, it served its purpose, thanks.
You sure? You might have to get back in there.
Oh, I don't think I'm gonna risk that again.
Okay.
After tonight. I think I'm gonna have to take a different angle, and besides, I've already got something the librarian very desperately wants back. And he just kind of gives a gentle pat, self-satisfied, to the lovely ornate jewelry box that is under his arm.
The librarian?
Of course. I mean, you kids got into the circle. You got the soggy napkin. You got to know. The librarian.
But why would you steal something from there for him? I thought that he owned them.
Oh, I mean, own is it's a loose word for these circles. He is the most recent possessor of said relics. But I'm not really interested in the relics themselves. These are just trinkets. I mean, yes, pretty penny, but not the way I roll. But anyway, I've said too much.
Steve,
Yeah.
real quick, just out of character question. He Shang Ling and the librarian are two different people?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
okay.
The librarian is the one who you heard from Benny that the librarian is the only name or known alias for the collector of artifacts who's running these showings, whereas He Shang Ling was somebody who attended a showing.
Okay. And he's only showed interest in Aang's staff.
Yes. He Shang Ling?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. He was
Okay.
mouthing off about having put eyes on it.
Okay.
Can I ask Cho, was this the only show that you've been to?
Kids, you really have questions. I feel like there's more to this. He checks his watch. If I'm going to stay and answer questions, you're going to have to come clean with me on everything that got you into this mess. And the information may be helpful to us both if I'm smelling this right. What do you say?
Yeah.
What about you, Raccoon? You going to come clean?
Team huddle. And Jingmin will just pull Lin, Akifumi, and Amok like down to her because she's tiny. She's tiny. And
I'm
she'll
like,
just say, "I don't."
Jing, wait, don't say anything. We've
I
done
don't
this
trust him.
before. Hold on. Fumi, put some air above us so he doesn't hear us.
Fumi does that.
I can step out. Okay. All right. And you put the air barrier in place.
Okay, go ahead, Jing.
I don't trust him.
Yeah, he's working for the librarian, who's also the collector. But what if we could get in close with that?
He's working for? I thought he said that he had something the librarian wanted back.
Right, but wouldn't he be taking that towards the librarian, or would he be
Maybe he's
Is that what
keeping
Ransom
it from
for
him?
the librarian.
I don't think this guy is working with him. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't have had to lightning bend
That's
to get the objects.
true.
He might have already had easier access to them.
That's true.
It just doesn't
So
sit
then
right
is
with
he
me
trying
telling
to
him
draw
the
the
truth.
librarian out?
Kind of seems like that might be it.
So then, yeah, we definitely need that.
I think he's all we've got right now. And he's
We
trying to
can
kill
use
us.
him.
We're good with him. And we've got something good out of this.
Yeah.
We can always ask Benny where he lives if he betrays us.
That's true.
True.
All right. Are we good to talk to him again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
The only
Fumi
reason I'm good-
lowers the wind barrier.
And Cho hears this. Cho hears this, and she goes, "The only reason I'm good is that if he betrays us, we can get revenge on him."
Oh my god.
Well, I wouldn't have it any other way. Revenge
Looking
is
straight at him,
fine.
revenge always sweetens the deal for me.
This is some kid you got with you.
We've got a therapy. Therapy.
You know, they have a great
Listen.
therapist on the side of Chenwei, and right near Toto's. You know Toto's, the chain, crocodile. What is it? Cat gator stew.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Band
Yeah,
from
that's the spot.
Listen, Cho, we really appreciate all that you've done to help us tonight, so we want to keep working with you.
You want to work with me? All right, you're gonna have to tell me what's going on, because I don't normally work with, young people like yourselves, except for you. You look like you've seen some stuff. He points
You
at him
don't
like-
even know, Joe.
So names, I guess. I've given you mine. I think I got one of yours. What was it?
I'm
Lynn?
Fumi.
Hey, Lynn.
I'm Fumi.
You did the air thing. Very nice. Raccoon. I guess that'll have to do for now. And what about you, soldier?
Mook. You can call me a
Mook.
Mook.
Okay. Actually, Raccoon, it is best practice for me to get the names. What do you got? You got a name?
Raccoon's fine.
Okay, fine. That's one card you get to keep to your chest. I'll need the rest before I show mine. Understand?
Can Lynn give the recap that I gave last episode to Cho?
I was gonna say that, or we just all info dump on him at once, and he's just like,
At the same
Absolutely.
time.
Absolutely. So the key is you tell him everything. Except for
Yeah.
Jingmin's name, apparently.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
But
Raccoon.
I do make a point to include the detail that I told the people at the restaurant my name was Jingmin. But the joke
Yep.
is totally lost on him, and
Yes.
I'm at peace with that.
That's right. He's like, oh, okay, you just went by an alias. That's very smart. You're smart kids. Afterwards, he just kind of sits back, in a chair and runs a hand through his hair. Wow, that's a full couple days for y'all.
One day.
Well,
been one
yeah, I
day.
mean, including the nonsense at the city hall and
Oh, yeah.
the staff and all that. I mean, I can see how you got into this. I'm just I am perplexed.
Deal with the triads, and now the librarian, and now just it's a lot.
But help me. What is the angle here? You're not getting paid for this, right?
No.
You're not.
Are you?
Well, yes, I'm working right now. I'm on the clock.
We have to rethink our business model.
No, we just need to get Aang's staff back. It's important for airbenders.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's fair. It does seem like it'd be important for airbenders. So what are you, a bunch of museum files or something?
That's a good word.
We're just interested in maintaining the peace.
Well, that would put us on the same side. All right, I'll spill. So I'm not after the trinkets, nor the librarian. I was hired to intercept Shadow Paw.
Oh. Is that what makes the paw print mark? That stole the dragon egg?
Ah, Yeah, you keep surprising me. These are some smart kids. He looks at you, Amuk.
Someone has to
Okay.
keep an eye on them.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. And it's good that it's not me. Keep doing it. All right. So, Fumi, you are spot on. That is her signature mark. She leaves that behind every time she finishes a heist. And it's the way she builds her rep. And my goodness, what a rep it is. I'm surprised I caught as little of her as I did. But anyway, she slipped through my fingers again. So, there's a reason she has a perfect record. So I can't tell you who hired me. That's never part of the deal. Keep things private. If you hire me, I promise the same confidentiality. But someone hired me, competitor of the librarian, let's say. Keep it simple. And they were interested in me apprehending Shadowpaw. So let's just say I'm getting paid a lot to accomplish not much right now. But this is my one bargaining chip. And he pats the jewelry chest.
Does the name He Shang Ling ring a bell at all?
No, not really. Why? Should it?
I don't know. Should it?
I don't know. Should it? And they just start peering at each other more and more intensely.
Yummy.
Oh my goodness.
Jingmin's veins start popping, and a piece of glass just like flings out from somewhere
Oh,
behind
don't
my
hurt
her
yourself,
God.
kid.
floor.
Okay. Whoa. Don't hurt yourself.
Therapy, hospital, to-do list.
Like I said, great therapist, right by Toto's. Anyway. So yeah, that's the short of it. Nothing against Shadowpaw. You know, thief's got to do what a thief's got to do. She's the best at what she does. But, you know, I think I'll eventually get what I want if I play this card right.
Do you know if we could find a way to bait out Shadowpaw?
Oh my goodness, if you have ideas, I'm all ears.
Does she usually steal from the librarian's collection?
I don't know how many heists she's completed against the librarian, as most of the heists would probably occur in very clandestine showings, like the one we just attended. And this is the first one I've really successfully gotten into. I got close to a couple others before I had too much heat. But, yeah, I mean, if I could just figure out how these rich fools contact Shadowpaw, then I could try to set it up like I was hiring her. But I haven't figured that out yet.
We know one rich fool.
Yeah, do you think we could use the cabbage guy?
The Cabbage Corp guy. What was that name? He pulls out his notepad. He has a notepad too. No, I didn't get time. I was too busy about to electrocute somebody. Well, I wrote down Turtle Duck. That was useless. It's
Can we
just
go
his
through the
mask.
notepads we have to try to find his name?
Yeah, I'm just testing my player's note taking right now, and I'm loving it.
Well,
I don't remember.
it was Fumi that knew that name, okay? I claim no
Is it?
responsibility.
I'll put it in the chat as well for spelling, just in case. So this is Woshi Ikeru.
Woshi.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the guy in the crocodile mask.
I'm
who
going to
helped
update that on the
us in.
notes.
Awesome.
We kidnapped
you.
Woshi Ikeru.
Oh, we got him in
Find out.
trouble.
Yeah, we'll keep him safe by kidnapping him. And then get him to
Keep
tell us
him
about one of his
safe.
rich friends.
By
And
kidnapping him.
kidnap the
So-
librarian.
Everything you say,
Famously.
Amuk, is being like quietly muttered aloud by Cho as he also writes notes down in
He's
his
like, I
notebook.
just didn't think about this. Kidnapping.
Sounds
So
dark.
famously, you all did say that we're homeless. So where do we keep him?
I know of a few other bunkers like this that we could hide him in if we want to do that.
Okay.
Or
But-
go ahead, Fumi.
Will he be able to get us back in if he's in trouble with them?
That's the real question. I don't know.
Well, you raise some good points and some troubling possible plans. But I do play the edge of the law quite often in order to get this stuff done. So let me think on this. And he just lights a cigar, kicks back in his chair, starts filling the little space with smoke in your bunker.
Boomy is going to just like protect our group with the air. Just keep that smoke around him.
Yeah. Min says, that's slowly killing you, right?
I think I'll get killed doing something else first, kid, but appreciate that. And we'll cut for our episode this week. What a fun time. I'm a little shook in a good way. Well, you've met Detective Cho, Private Eye. He asked for your license and registration. Let's see what happens next week. For those on Twitch, we'll be back on in 20 minutes or so. And we look forward to seeing you there. Otherwise, podcast listeners, see you next time.
Bye.
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 We are on our BRB screen on Twitch. See you all in 20.
See you in
All
20.
right.
Okay.
Bye.
I promise I'm going to start taking it easy as Jingmin.
Oh yeah, I'm going to need to I'm going to grab my food and then I need to adjust my mic because it's doing that thing where it's going down again on volume.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So annoying.
Good luck.
So
Sorry.
So we
Food
will.
as well.
No, it's fine. We'll have to figure that out.
I love wildcard Jingmin. It's just, I think it's finally forming
See you
a
soon.
better relationship between me and Jing for Lodestar. I'm like, oh, this kid.
God!